LinkedIn. This site is sort of like Facebook in a certain respect. This site says to you that you can be on this site, but don't talk to anybody unless you already know them. Okay. That's a contradiction in social media. You can't call it social media if you don't talk to anybody. That is the equivalent of, let's say I'm a mean little ogre, but I decide to invite you to a party. But I tell you, unless you know somebody at that party, you can't talk to anybody. You can talk to me, but you can't talk to anybody other than me unless you already know them. Now, if it was you, I'd either do one of two things. I'd either say, well, shove your party, I'm not going at all. Or I'd go to the party and then I'd say, you know what, it ain't worth it, I'm leaving. Or I would just defy the rules and go talk to somebody, and then Meat Ogre me would go out and toss you out. Okay? But when you're standing there and telling somebody, don't talk to anybody unless you already know them, that contradicts social media. The idea of social media is to meet people. And if you can't meet anybody, what's the point of having a Facebook or a LinkedIn? YouTube has it correct. They really do. We can talk to other channel runners. These are people who run channels. And they can talk to us. Let me tell you something. You've dumped on the right channel. When you come here, you can talk to anybody that's subscribed to me. You can talk to me directly. And I will talk back to you, and I'm sure many of my subscribers would also like to talk to you. Just give them a chance. So like I said, that's a contradiction of social media. Now you find this same type of situation in churches. That's right, Christianity has the same problem. Unless you go to church on Sunday morning or Wednesday night, you don't get help. Churches are more closed than open. Let me tell you something. If real life businesses ran the same way as churches, they'd be out of business within 6 to 8 weeks. Let me tell you something. If you need help, this channel runs 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I love how these Christians will stand there and say, well, we follow the example of Christ. Really? Really? If God ran His business the same way as you run yours, we'd be dead long before Wednesday night or Sunday morning. We'd be dead before then. So you are not doing things the way Christ taught you to. That's absolutely wrong. Jesus ran a 3-year ministry, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That should put every pastor in the United States to shame. Every one of them. They say, well, we're not Christ. You're right, you're not. You're not even close. And I hold you all accountable for that. Let me tell you something. A church business should run 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It shouldn't run by just one person, mind you. But it should run. A church body should run 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you have 300 people in a church, then it is feasible for you to run operations 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and just to allocate it to every individual person. And I like the part in the churches now. I love this part too. You'll come into church at 10 o'clock Sunday morning. They have a meet and greet period of time. Okay? In a church service, they have this meet and greet. You have exactly probably 2 to 3 minutes to say hello to somebody. Say hello? What if you got a whirlwind of problems? You can't tell them that, because after all, you got about 3 minutes to greet somebody. That's ridiculous. It is wrong. It is not how Jesus operated His church, and it is not how you should operate yours. You say, I really want to get to know you. Don't. If you really got to know me, you'd find out I have a whole bunch of problems, and you'd have to try to help fix them. And you don't want to do that because that would involve time. That's ridiculous and it's wrong. Let me tell you something. I'm going to do like Christ. You have a problem, and if I have a solution for it, I'll present it to you. And if I don't, I'll tell you. I don't know what to tell you. But I'll be honest with you either way. You have a problem, you bring it here. I'll either whip you up a solution or we'll work out a solution together or something. But you've come to the right channel. You really have. Okay? Now then, I'm going to present one more thought on this, and then I'm going to let it go for this evening. There are many businesses here in Central Illinois that I have formally introduced to the Looking for Lincoln Heritage Coalition and to the videos I made for the coalition. And I can tell you there have been many businesses that have been really interested in what I've had to say. That's Illinois tourism dollars finally coming into Illinois. Alright, heads up people. There are 215 signs erected by the Looking for Lincoln Heritage Coalition. They were erected in 2009 to commemorate Abraham Lincoln's 200th birthday. They are still up today. I have videotaped a whole bunch of them. I've videotaped almost 180 of these things. So you have seen where they are. Personally, I took you right to them. Even read them aloud to you. So they're out there. And they are cool looking signs. I'm not kidding you. The stories on them are cool. The signs themselves, they look totally rad. I was impressed. I was very impressed. I wasn't impressed with the map that they provided on their website, but that's beside the point. Just because I don't like the coalition's map doesn't mean that I don't like the coalition. I love the coalition. The Looking for Lincoln Heritage Coalition is a great group. They really are. And I love them to pieces. I just don't like their map, that's all. But now I've become the map. So there you have it. But just about every person I've ever told about the Looking for Lincoln Heritage Coalition, which, by the way, if you'll remember, just a few weeks ago, I went to Springfield, walked the entire length and breadth of downtown, videotaped all those signs, then went over to the Civil War Medical Encampment reenactment, okay, went to that, and I started telling these Civil War reenactors about those Looking for Lincoln signs. They had Looking for Lincoln signs less than 20 feet from their reenactment, and they did not know that. And they did not know what those signs were there for, and they didn't know how many there were. If Civil War reenactors don't know this, then how in the heck would my audience know without me? But I can tell you, almost every person I've ever told about the Looking for Lincoln Heritage Coalition have not only been impressed by the signs, but have seen this as a tourism opportunity. They tell their customers about the signs, the customers then go out and look at the signs, and then they come back and do business. Let me tell you something. Looking at those signs can be a lot of hot work. I'm not kidding you. You have to first walk up to them, you read them, you etch the seals. I'm not etching those seals for you. You want them seals etched, you do it. I'm not doing that for you. I videotape the signs. I don't etch the seals for you. You want them, you come out and you go get them. That's the whole point. You want the big collection, you come out and you get them. Alright? So, these businesses and these people I've told this to see this as an economic opportunity for Illinois. And Illinois needs a real economic opportunity right now because we're not in the best shape. But we will be thanks to these signs. So these people think to themselves, you know what? If we tell our customers about these signs, they go out, they look at the signs, and then they come back in appreciation for us telling them about the signs, and those customers then do business with them, and that raises profits for the businesses. So it is in the business's best sense to tell their customers about these signs. And then the word goes forth and everybody knows. Now, I did run into one particular business which gave me the impression, and I don't know if I got the right impression or not, I may not have, but they gave me the impression that their vegetable products, because they sell vegetables, were more important than tourism dollars. Now, hopefully I got the wrong impression. I may have. But I got the impression as I was trying to tell them about the coalition and the signs that they thought that their vegetables were of more importance than potential tourism dollars. And the business I'm referring to is Maddox Corn. Like I said, I could be wrong, and I'll be the first to admit I'm wrong. If they say I'm wrong, I'm wrong. That's the impression they gave to me. So, hopefully I was very wrong about the situation, and hopefully they'll tell their customers about these signs and help people generate some tourism dollars. If they don't, well, they don't. But either way, it doesn't make any difference, because this YouTube channel is going to tell you where the signs are, what they're there for, how many of them there are, and to tell you to go out and check them out for yourself. I'm going to say this again. I have said this in previous videos. I'm going to say this one more time. Seeing it on a video and actually seeing it in person are two different things. I'm not kidding you. You say, well, I read what was on the sign. Reading it on a video is one thing. To actually be there in person is completely different. You get to meet people that way. You get to see scenery that you would not see otherwise. It's just better for you to go see it yourself. I'm not kidding you. It's really worth the trip. You don't just see the signs, you see the flavor of the community, you get to meet people you would never meet otherwise, you get to see things you would never see otherwise, you get outdoors, you don't have to deal with some dang computer anymore. It's healthy. You get to do walking, you get to do things, you get to go places. It's an adventure. I know, because I've had the adventure, and I want you to share in it. There's no reason why you shouldn't go see these signs for yourself. None. And if you don't, you should be ashamed. So, hopefully, you'll take the time, you'll go see the signs, you'll patronize the businesses around the signs, and you tell them that the Speed Learner sent you. Okay? And to those businesses that have been very receptive to the Looking for Lincoln Heritage Coalition and to my videos, I say thank you very much for being so receptive. Thank you for telling your customers about what we do. So on and so forth. Now, I do have some announcements for you. I will be videotaping the Piatt County Relay for Life, and the Macon County Relay for Life, and the Razzle Dazzle Good Time Parade. This will be the 4th year in a row I'll be videotaping the Razzle Dazzle Good Time Parade. I will videotape the Illinois State Fair. I will videotape the Cowden Pioneer Days Festival. Okay? I'm going to go down there. They have a parade down there. I'm going to videotape that too. If you are a vendor from any of these places, okay, if you are a vendor, leave a comment on this video. Let me know that you're out there. Okay? Because I know there's a lot of people that would want to know that you're out there. So, leave a comment. Tell us that you're going to be in these places. Shoot, I'll meet with you directly. You tell me that you're going to be in so-and-so place, I'll go out there and I'll meet with you. Say hello. Sign an autograph. No problem. So, make sure you tell your customers of these places where I'm going to be. Tell them what they are, what kind of festival they are, what they're up to, so on and so forth. And I think I'm boring you people. So I think I'm going to go ahead and stop this video for now. I wish to thank you for your time. I will tell you more in a future video. Stay tuned.